Drone sightings over New Jersey and other states such as New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Ohio have become a cause of national concern and perplexing fascination, leaving many people without solid or reassuring answers, despite government agencies saying they do not appear to be a threat. I'm Diana Falzone, a senior reporter at Mediaite. I'm joined by Michele Dale, the mayor of West Milford, and chief of the West Milford Police Department, Shannon Sommerville. West Milford is a town in northwest New Jersey, my hometown, where there have been dozens of drone sightings. Thank you for being here, Mayor Dale and Chief Sommerville.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. So let's just start with the very basics. What have you witnessed? What information do you have?
So I'm going to let the chief answer that as far as what we've witnessed, because a lot of the calls come into our police department. But we have had numerous sightings of drones throughout the past couple of weeks. And there's been an increased amount of sightings over the last week. Chief, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, for about the last 3 weeks, we've had an uptick in drone sightings. I think it's more because people are starting to be aware that they're out there and are noticing them more and more now, whereas before, maybe just a couple people noticed them. Now it's getting blown up in the media and stuff. People are becoming more aware. So we are taking a lot more phone calls in regarding drone sightings.
I mean, is it possible to distinguish between drone hobbyists and drones that are actually those of concern? I mean, and is it possible that, there's circular sightings? Someone sees one drone from their house in one location in the town, and then it's the same drone, but it gets called in as two different drones.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so if you put one drone up, you might see it on one side of town and it might be to the right of you. That same person might say it's, to the left of my house, but it's going to be the same drone most likely. It's hard to determine whether they're hobbyist drones or government drones, if you want to say, or out of country drones. I don't know where they're coming from. But I do believe that you are getting hobbyist drones now that are going up at nighttime, trying to say, "Hey, look, I'm going to find a picture of that big drone that everybody talks about in the sky."
West Milford is a roughly 80 square mile rural town that has several bodies of water and is heavily wooded. Why do you think a location like West Milford has drones by the dozens in its airspace?
We have quite a big, vast area of property for West Milford, 82 square miles. We are also centrally located between West Point and Picatinny Arsenal. So if, we are getting reports that they are flying by West Point, that they are flying by Picatinny. So we are in the middle of those two military bases. On top of everything, we do have major reservoirs, critical infrastructure. We have a water treatment plant here. We have an airport in West Milford. So there are a lot of critical infrastructure areas that are of concern to us.
I think one to know also would be the pipeline. We have a compressor station and a major pipeline that runs through the municipality.
Mayor Dale, tell us about the briefing you just went to.
So we received an email from our government representative to attend a meeting the following day at the state police headquarters regarding the drone sightings throughout the state. And it was very clearly noted that it was only for mayors to attend. We couldn't send any administration, council people, strictly limited to mayors. We got there, we were put into a holding room for about 45 minutes. As I understand it, they had provided a briefing to the senators and legislature prior to us. So that meeting ran over. We went into what they refer to as their war room at the state police, quite an impressive location. And we're greeted by the colonel of the state police and a gentleman from Homeland Security who went through basically what's been happening throughout the state, the sightings of the drones, and what they knew at that time. A lot of the mayors left there, I think, feeling pretty frustrated because they didn't really have very many answers for us. A couple of things that we did know, which I think put people even more on edge, was the fact that they did state that generally drones can be detected through radio frequencies and registered with the FAA, and that the sightings that they were investigating were not detectable through the frequencies. and that they didn't know where they were taking off from or landing. And that was the biggest takeaway from that meeting for myself. A lot of mayors expressed how many calls, we were getting from constituents across the state, and were concerned that we were leaving, that meeting without the answers. Although I will say, the colonel from the state police shared our frustration, and tried to comfort us and let us know that they were honestly sharing all the information that they had at the time, but that was all that they had.
So there was no information that you were privy to that is confidential that could be
None,
illuminating in any way about the drones.
none.
Wow. And they
That's
had
what they told us.
no idea
Yes.
about the reason why it wasn't emitting anything.
They didn't. They did mention that they were working with Homeland Security. The gentleman from Homeland Security did say that they had, I guess, authorized the use of some sort of, I'm not quite sure what they called it, but it was new technology that was going to be able to assist New Jersey in hopefully trying to detect the drones and get some more information about them.
The FBI, other federal agencies have said that drones are not a cause of concern. What do you make of their assessment? Here in West Milford, I'm a resident of the town. I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories flying out there. Some have been debunked already. But I know many of the residents in this town. They are very logical, practical people. They are spotting these drones. They are saying they're different than they've ever seen. They are hovering at times and very close to people's homes. One of my neighbors saw one last night in her backyard. Again, is another sighting. That people are saying they're just too close to home. They're too close to our residences, our schools. What do you make of the federal government saying, no concern?
I guess I would say that I'm not quite sure how they could confidently make that statement when they tell us that they don't have enough information, or they don't have the information such as being able to even detect them, right? So I think for our residents, it's a little bit insulting, right? Because our residents are, educated, they're down to earth, they know what they see, they know that they've seen an increased presence. They're not, I'm sure that some of the residents have mistaken possibly planes, but for the majority to be dismissed and not to have received any answers, it's concerning, and it's concerning for me, and it's concerning for the chief. As the two top officials in the town in charge of public safety, we take it very seriously here. And I don't think that we've gotten the answers that we need to be able to make our residents comfortable. Although I do hope that, we do get the answers that we need to get. And I think that our residents, as well as residents across all other municipalities and throughout the state, deserve. And if it's a matter of, top secret information, or, that they can't release information as to what, they're looking for, or why they're looking for it as a matter of public safety, I think that statement would go a long way. And just saying that we have gathered more intelligence, but, as a matter of public safety, these investigations are confidential, and we can't share them with you, but there is no imminent threat at this time. But we have made progress.
I want to go back just as a final question about critical infrastructure, and what Chief Sommerville said about the uptick in sightings. Yesterday, I saw on some town Facebook pages that people were reporting seeing more than they had the day before. Is that accurate?
Yes, a few days ago, there were many sightings of drones. It was really, I think most of the reports came in, Chief, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, on the edge of our township, towards a reservoir that sits between, with a large dam that sits between Ringwood and West Milford.
Also, some people are witnessing that the drones are hovering over bodies of water. When you went to your briefing, was there any ideas as to why the drones were over bodies of water? Why that could be?
No, but I did bring it up with the state police. Sometimes in North Jersey, we we get overlooked. I don't think it's purposeful, but the fact that we do have four major reservoirs, a pipeline, and critical and an airport, critical infrastructure within the municipality, and the fact that it's rural. I mentioned that, you know, they really should be looking up here to understand that it's not just happening in the more urban areas. It's also happening in areas that are more rural, and it may be easier for them to detect them and to do something about it if they were going to possibly take a drone down over a large body of water as a matter of public safety and not injuring anybody from the public.
Well, thank you, Mayor Dale, for being here. And thank you, Chief Sommerville. I appreciate everything you're doing to keep the residents safe and to keep people informed as to what is going on with these drones.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For everything, thank you. For everything media and politics, go to Mediaite.com and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube.